All right, guys, look at this gem that Nick at Exquisite Timepieces sent over. They're down in Naples, Florida, but you can buy from anywhere in the world. I'm sure they'll ship it to you. I'll put all that information down below in the description. Let them know I sent you, and hopefully you can get the best deal possible. You're definitely going to get the best experience possible. So the Seiko LX Prospects, this is the SNR045 limited edition. They only made 500 of these. This happens to be number 410. And this thing is stunning. Seiko has been killing it with crazy good dials and colorways, and this one is one of those, as well as it being spring drive and titanium. So these are some really cool things that are packed into this watch. Case size on this, I measure side to side 44.8 millimeter. Lug to lug, I measure 50.5 millimeter lug to lug. Thickness, yeah, it's a thick boy, a 16 millimeter. But you know what, I don't think you can directly compare this to it, but I was starting to think this watch in kind of like the Omega Planet Ocean, because that's like 43.5 millimeter, and those are like 16 millimeter thick. But those are heavier because they're stainless steel. This one's titanium, and it only weighs in at 160 gram with everything included with it. So 22 millimeter lug width, bracelet tapers down really nice to 18, and then you have that kind of like an upgraded Marine Master clasp. I mean, this watch is kind of like Marine Master-ish. So you have a nice oversized fold over here, which if you extend a little bit further, you can kind of see it lifts that bar and then releases the extension. So you could do it for a quick adjust, or you could do it for a dive extension, which is what it's intended for. This has 4 micro adjust here, which is how you should dial in your watch. Double pushers, it all opens up. This is all titanium and stainless steel. There's a couple of different components, materials here used for this construction. So, well done. It's on the thicker side. That is one drawback for sure. Retail price on this, $6,000. Yes, it is a pricey boy. It's part of the LX line. It's going to be more money. You got to remember, you have their really good titanium, you have cool colorway limited edition, and the 5R65 spring drive movement, which has 30 joules and has 72-hour power reserve. As you can see here on the dial, it has a power reserve indicator, which the minute hand is covering up. But another thing I want to show you while I'm working on moving that minute hand out of your way so you can see a little bit more, is this oversized crown at 8 millimeter, and it's like taller. It's easy to grip, but even with all of that, this thing is incredibly sturdy. There's almost no wobble to it. It is very sturdy crown, very robust. So let's go ahead and get a date change out of this and move these hands out of the way so you can kind of see a little bit more. Push that crown in and then screw it down, keeping the 300 meter water depth rating on this thing. And you can also see the 72-hour power reserve indicator there, down tucked in between the 7 and 8 o'clock position. The other thing to note on this dial is they look like Christmas trees or pine trees, like a forest full of them. That's just what the dial looks like to me. I've heard people say it is based on some other thing, like this mossy forest or something like that, and I'm sure that's probably what it's actually after. But when I look at it, I see Christmas trees. So there you go. Kind of a Hulk colorway here with a green on the dial and a green on the bezel, and a little bit of green tint even to the indices hands and this portion here of the lumed ceramic bezel. That is awesome. 120 click, extremely smooth bezel, and I don't really feel any play in it. Unlike that Grand Seiko I just did a video on, which was kind of weird. Is the LX line maybe the one to look at instead of the Grand Seiko? Interesting thought. Interesting indeed. Excellent finishing on this. I'm guessing it's grade 5 titanium or some sort of formula like that, because that's typically how you get polishing like that on titanium, is it's usually a higher numbered titanium. I could be wrong, but it's also a coated titanium. So for scratch resistant. Now, if you look at the case back, there you go, right there. That's a proper way of doing a limited edition. You say it's a limited edition, and you number it right on the case back in this case. So 410 of 500. Well done. That's how you do it. Let's pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. And as I'm doing that, I have to mention, if you don't know, spring drives are incredibly accurate. How accurate? Plus minus 15 seconds per month. Per month, guys. I mean, that's usually specs for like per day for a lot of watches. Here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. Because it is titanium, it wears good. It negates some of that thickness. But there's no miracle to eliminate thickness. It is a thick watch, but it wears great on wrist, and it has that Seiko charm and comfort with the cushion case style and the offset crown that we all have come to like and enjoy. So let's kill the lights, check the lume. Before we do that, I'm going to give it a quick blast with a little UV light so we get the full effect. And you can get this watch. They at least have this one, because this one's going back to Exquisite. So if you're looking for one of these, and if they're hard to find, Exquisite has it, and while it lasts. So excellent lume, excellent bezel action, amazing spring drive movement, and titanium. Maybe this one checks all the boxes that you need to check. I look at it, side note, I look at it and I think Grand Seiko. That's how good the LX line is from Seiko. It seems like a Grand Seiko to me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.